So this is my Thursday forecast, and let's get right into it. So I'm currently looking at the euro, and what I'm seeing. So I first saw this V reversal, then I saw this ascending range, which made me want to look for shorts. So I was waiting to see some momentum to downside, because we know that on the euro a common pattern is that we get a V reversal, then a range, then a continuation of the second leg. So by this point, I was seeing this ascending, so you're breaking the highs, retracing, and I wanted to see some momentum to the downside. So I saw these two candles, this one and this one, which showed me that the momentum is ready to go down. And then I wanted to enter on a bullet reversal. So the bullet line was right here. And I placed a pending short order and got tagged in. So on this candle, I got tagged in. And this was a very good trade for me. So there were these wicks to the downside, but because I saw this as a very high probability setup, the wicks didn't concern me, because I saw V reversal and ascending range and momentum continue to the downside. So I was happy to take the 1% risk. Then price broke to the downside and stopped me out. So we got this absolutely huge wick to the downside. And currently liquidity has been grabbed, and we have, so this was a, I think, a 0.5 loss. So after I got stopped out, we got this impulse to the upside, created another huge wick, got the bomb right here, which I stayed out of, because when I see a huge wick, I want to see more of a range. This was not enough range for me. Then we broke the high again with momentum and a clean close. So currently this does look decent. And depending on what happens next, I will be looking for a trade. So if we get a bomb right here, a clean bomb, I will take it. We can also get a descending to the bullet level. And if it's clean, I would also take it. What can also happen, we can just stay ranging between the high and the low. Or we can create this ascending nature, then push down, also look for a trade. Also, there can be a descending nature from here, and then a push up. I would look for a trade. What would be very, very good is a push to the upside. Then I would look for a bullet continuation, because I would then see a trend, and it would be a very high probability. Also, we can get the V reversal. Then I would look for a range and a leg to the downside. Also very high probability. So similar setup to right here, V reversal, range, push to the downside. And yeah, those are the main moves that I can forecast. Currently, we are seeing momentum here, and we are seeing the momentum continue. So this is how I'm seeing the market, and I am looking to enter a long trade, but the price action needs to fit my plan. And what I also have in mind is that we do have this range. So we are currently in a range-bound market. But if we see enough momentum and a clean pullback, I'm ready to take it. Being in range does not limit me to not take trades. So here we have the Aussie. What I'm seeing on the Aussie is we saw this descending into an ascending, into another descending. And then what we saw here, we saw a little momentum pullback. Then we saw momentum continue, create double wicks, a little pullback, but no momentum shift. And then we saw momentum continue again with very high strength and a clean close. So after this candle, I didn't want to set my order just yet, because we just broke out of this range. So there is a, let me just grab the rectangle. There is a liquidity area right here. By seeing this, I wanted to see one more continuation candle to confirm to me that we have broken out of the liquidity area and are now ready to push to the upside. So we actually got the continuation candle, and this wick on the top doesn't concern me, especially because the Aussie trends correctively, and I have found that these types of wicks can be ignored when we are trending. So I placed a pending bullet order on the line and got tagged in and tagged out on the same candle. But to me, it fit my plan. It was a very good trade. I saw momentum. We broke out of the range, got continuation, which confirmed to me that I want to take this trade. But unfortunately, it was a loss. So it's just the probabilities playing out. Currently, we broke the low, retraced, broke the low with an absolutely huge wick, retraced, and then pushed to the upside. So we got strength to the upside. And then we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, broke the low, retraced, signaling to us a range. But instead of a range, we continued to push to the upside, and we got this impulse. So currently, on top of this impulse, we are getting double wicks. So this is something to keep in mind. But I am seeing momentum to the upside right here. This is momentum. This would be a momentum shift, but then we got some more momentum to the long side. So this to me is a good sign. And we broke out of this, I would say, larger range. Also something to keep in mind. So if we get a nice clean trade here, let's say nice clean bump, I would consider taking it. It all depends on what happens next. Or if we get a descending, losing momentum. Yeah, it all depends on what happens, because now we have a lot of room until the bullet line. So this is what concerns me, because when we have this much room, price can just go like this and then continue to the downside. So I need to see what happens next. We can just stay ranging. Just a second. We can just stay ranging between this low and the high, something like this. What I would really like to see is this pullback and then a continuation and then enter on a bullet, because this would be very high probability. Now we have a established trend, really big established trend, and we are seeing clear strength. What can also happen, we can get an ascending from here, look for an impulse to the downside and a trade. Or we can get this descending, breaks the low, impulse to the upside, look for a trade. We can also get a V reversal, then I'll look for a range and the continuation of the second leg. Let me just delete this. So yeah, those are some of the possibilities that I'm looking at. If we do get a V reversal, I would also like to see maybe a pullback and then a continuation to enter on a bullet short, signaling a trend to the downside. So then the volatility would be in our favor. But again, it all depends on how we close, what happens, do we drop with momentum, is there a momentum shift, and everything like that. But I am seeing momentum to the upside right here, and I am seeing this momentum continue. So I am looking also for a long trade currently. And now for the last pair, the Aussie yen. What I was seeing is that we were in this range structure right here. We got a descending into an ascending, broke the low with a huge wick, broke the high with a huge wick, signaling to us a range. We got this range. So after we got this range, I was seeing here the price starting to push up with some momentum. Then we broke the high with this clean close candle, signaling to me strength to the upside. And then what I was looking for another continuation candle, because we just broke out of this range. So there is a liquidity area. Let me just put it up here. So right here is a liquidity area, because these two wicks signal to us a range, which means liquidity area is above and below. So I wanted to see a continuation candle. We got this continuation candle, and I was ready to, this wick didn't concern me. I was ready to put my pending order, so on the bullet line. And I got tagged in and tagged out straight away. Very similar to the Aussie US dollar trade. But yeah, it did fit my plan. And I was willing to take a 1% risk rate here because I saw that we were starting to trend to the upside. Then we broke the high, the clean close, and continued with that with the upside movement. So yeah, then we broke the low, retraced, broke the high with momentum, got strength right here. Then we broke the high, retraced, broke the low, retraced, and now we broke the high and got continuation. So very similar to the Aussie US dollar, got these small double wicks. But I'm seeing momentum right here and right here. So I am looking for a long trade. If we get a nice clean bump, I would be willing to take it. Or maybe we get this descending to the bullet line, but then again, this is very big space between the bullet line and the current candle. So I need to see what happens. What I would really like to see is a pullback, push to the upside to get in on a continuation. I would like that very much. What can happen is we can get just an ascending, signaling to us the end of upside movement, then drop to the downside, look for a trade. Or we can get a reversal, then I would look for a range, continuation of the second leg. We can get this big descending, break of the high, look for a trade. Or maybe we get volatility in our favor, pullback, another impulse to the downside, signaling to me a trend. I would look for a continuation. So yeah, those are some of the possibilities on the Aussie yen. Currently, I'm looking for a long trade because I am seeing this push, nice push to the upside, and the push continue. So yeah, that's it for the forecast. Currently seeing some movement and waiting for a high probability entry point. So yeah, see you in the next one.